Kajo, 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 kayo, kayo, kajo.
All right. It's the He for She Conference, the Women's Week celebration, supported by the Women's Commission and Lebanon Foundation. We're just taking off smoothly. We have in our midst Ohene Yore Dr. Gipti Auntie. She just arrived. Can we give her a round of applause? We also have John Kuma in our midst. Let's also give him a round of applause. But you all will believe with me that we cannot commence this without saying thanks to God or ushering this into the hands of God for us to begin. So we'll call upon Faisal to give us the opening prayer so we can commence this quickly.
Can we please be on our feet as we say a word of prayer? Our Lord and Master Jesus Christ, we thank you for this day. We bless you so much for your faithfulness, your loving kindness, and your goodness. We commit whatever we're about to do into your hands. We pray, dear Lord, that you take absolute control of everything. We commit the guests and everybody here into your hands. We pray that at the end of the day, let the reason for which this conference was organized be reached and people be impacted that will leave here all fulfilled. In the name of Jesus, we pray with thanksgiving. Amen.
All right, so we'll begin with a very powerful performance, and that is going to be done by the Kete dancers. So we'll call Kete Dance to give us an opening performance. A round of applause as she comes on to do her thing.
Sayona,
bed shimmy. If you my dance myself. Historic dance hailing from the Ashanti region called Kete dance. Beautifully dressed, elegant African woman displaying her talents with a cultural dance. All right, let's once again give her a round of applause. And that was a historic dance called Kete dance. Okay, so we'll move ahead by calling upon the president of the school, African University College of Communications, Madame Crab, to give us an opening address. A round of applause for her. Professor Crab. You're welcome, ma'am.
Hello. Okay. Mr. Chair, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Council of AUCC, management, students, and staff of AUCC, I want to welcome all of you to this great occasion that has the theme of empowering women in this 21st century. I think this is a great theme, and it's important, especially when we have a woman here as the president of AUCC. I think it doesn't come by chance. Women have to work so much to be noticed and be recognized. So in this university college, we make sure that our women are treated with care. And that is why the theme captures everything that we do here. We are so grateful for you to come here. We thank all the organizers and everyone who has made this possible. And we pray that by the end of this week, we would have known the right place of a Ghanaian woman in a Ghanaian society. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Crab. Okay. We're to take another performance by Rima and Young Chiki. They're going to give us a contemporary song. Let's welcome them with a round of applause.
Hustling every day just to make a way. Even though the world makes it less for you to stay, still push up, there's gonna be a better day. Together we will sing. Away, Hakuna Matata. Hustling every day just to make a way. Even though the world makes it less for you to stay, still push up, there's gonna be a better day. The sun is still shining, just make your hay, hey, Vapata Panaji will pay. Just make your hay, hey, Vapata Panaji will pay. It doesn't matter where you are, don't you ever give up, always know you've got the power. It doesn't matter what you do, don't you ever give up, always know you are the voodoo. Just make your hay, Vapata Panaji will pay. Just make your hay, Vapata Panaji will pay.
Okay, be a war girl, be a too. Nemo Makaina who said, Joe, Uja no so dia diabo. All the people where they motivate me for the street of Charlie Bravo. Na konti hinti say major rap. I say, oh no. She, Joe, rap it been to menda. She, no one pass been to menda. Girl, you put me to memfa. She, me from one power to member. Me penny come into menka, and you may fall to, and maybe I'm a drink that me and Paibo, or Wusu Bempa, my accountant, and men will say rapper, and I fans ran our friend. And Samiana me pay. 7 drop a track against Simpi, Chaliman Banity, against it for run for your life, and for make my people proud. All I want my daddy to do is see me in future and say, that be my son. But I was a milk school, and I mean a rapper. Book and I mean a banker, Menja Katanka, and I mean a trata, Minkoto suit, Mania pasta, Minkoto pan, and I mean a doctor, Mingania tie, and I mean a robber, the West Vegetarian, my mom will freestyle pay. What's it here?
Just make your hay. The power. It doesn't matter what you do, don't you ever give up, always know you are the voodoo. Just make your hay, thank you.
I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Miss Nancy. She is in our midst. She is a style coach. A round of applause for her. A big round of applause for her. Okay. As well as the Director of Students Affairs, Miss Kokolio Watson. Let's give her a round of applause. Also, Mr. Esel. A round of applause for him. And last but not the least, Dr. C.Y. Aqua Mensah. He is the registrar. A round of applause. Okay. So we'll like to call upon the president, the SRC president, to give us the chairperson, to acknowledge the chairperson, introduce the chairperson to us.
Oh, you put your hands together. Thank you very much. The president, AUCC, Professor Margaret Crabb, our registrar, lecturers present, resource persons, I'm very grateful to stand before you this evening to introduce our chairman for this great occasion. Our chairman is the CEO for the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Planning, Lawyer John Kuma. Let's put our hands together for Lawyer John Kuma. He is our chairman. I would make few acknowledgements. I would like to acknowledge the presence of the AUCC Women's Commissioner, National Union of Ghana Students, Vida Opoku. I would also acknowledge the presence of the SRC President for Accra Business School. Please give me a wave. And the SRC Women's Commissioner, Accra Business School. I also acknowledge the presence of Isaba, UCOM's External Affairs Officer. And I acknowledge the presence of all of us gathered here. You are all welcome to this event. Without wasting much time, I think I'll hand over the microphone to the chairman to give us his remarks. Thank you.
Nanahima Dr. Giftianti, distinguished panelists and invited speakers, Madam President, President of AUCC, WUCOM, and student leaders from various campuses here, Madam Akosia Jambibi and your team. It's a great pleasure to be called upon to come and chair this occasion. It's a special occasion, and the theme is he for she. The question I was asking Anahima was, are you replacing the men for the women? Why not he with she, so that we move together? So maybe by the close of the program, we'll know whether we are he for she or he with she. It's a pleasure to chair this occasion, and we are here to support you. Women brought us into this world, so we really appreciate you. Without you, we cannot do anything. And one of the founding fathers of this country said that when you educate a man, you educate an individual. But when you educate one woman, you have educated the entire nation. So what it means is that when we are able to empower our women into entrepreneurship and leadership, we are empowering our whole country and preparing the country for the better. On that note, I accept the opportunity to chair the occasion, and I thank you very much for the honor done me. Thank you.
Applause for him once again. Now it is time to take some words from the Women's Commissioner of the AUCCSRC, and she is in the person of Akosia Jambibi. A round of applause for her as she gives us a few words.
Good afternoon, all and sundry present, Mr. Chairman, Ohineyere Dr. Giftianti, Mimi Michaels, Miss Nancy, Honorable John Apia, and my lovely mother behind. Hello, Pearl, you're welcome. I must say I am very glad and honored to be here to welcome you all. I am happy to have all of you here. And without much ado, I would give the mic back to the MC so that we've already spent a lot of time, and I wish everything goes on very snappy. So you are warmly welcome. You can see our distinguished guests are ready. I hope you are also ready. Have a good time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, without wasting much of our time, I'll go straight to calling upon our first speaker, and he is Mr. John Kuma, a renowned lawyer in the country. So we'd like to take our first words from him. He's our first speaker. Let's give him a round of applause. That's Mr. Lawyer Kuma. Oh, John Apia. Okay, he is Brother John Apia. Oh, you're the lawyer.
No, I'm not a lawyer yet.
Okay, so we have it.
I've applied to go to the law school, so maybe from here it will grant me access to the law school. But thank you very much. I know it's a very difficult thing, emceeing events. Thank you all for coming. Great respect to the panel here and everybody gathered. Thank you very much for this opportunity. So what I intend doing is to finish my presentation in just 10 minutes. And I'll be very happy to have somebody time me, because one of the key critical skills you need as a public speaker is to be able to work within time. Most of the time you start speaking and then people bring you pieces of paper, 10 minutes more, 5 minutes more. It's a very annoying scenario. And I intend to stay within the 10 minutes. So what I would like to draw your attention to is the fact that for you as a woman to be able to make impact as an entrepreneur and as a leader, your communication skill is very, very important. it doesn't matter whether or not you were a student here or you were doing a PhD in communication studies and all that. It is important, but it doesn't give you the guarantee that you can indeed rise up to leadership and indeed make impact as a leader and entrepreneur. So I'll tell you 3 very important communication skills you need to develop and master to be able to make recognizable and tangible impact. The first skill I'll speak about is public speaking. It's one of the skills that a lot of people shy away from. In fact, a lot of people would rather prefer to enter into the ground and be buried than to be given the microphone to stand in front of people to speak. But I think that as a person determined to make impact in this world, it is critical that you develop your public speaking skills. It is one of the skills that will indeed help you to articulate your thoughts and your opinions and your views to a large number of people. It is not just enough to be a good speaker. Most of the time, people assume that every public speaker should have impeccable English, all the big words and all that. But the most important thing you should have at the back of your mind is that public speaking is a tool to make influence. It is a tool to be able to use in influencing people to change their attitudes, their behavior, their perceptions. So everyone gathered here, young people, young students, I encourage you to develop the art of public speaking. It is one of the tools that would make you stand out. It's one of the tools that would help you to master the line of leadership. Don't think that public speaking is just for politicians. No matter your field, whether an entrepreneur, business person, an advocate, whatever it is you do, at a point in time, you may have to engage a number of people. And that is where your public speaking skills will come into play for you. So I encourage you, develop your public speaking skills, and indeed it will help you to make impact as a leader and entrepreneur. The second skill I'll speak about is your social media skills. What is it that you are doing with your social media? A lot of us are known to just be flamboyant on social media without any substance behind the thing we do on social media. But as you may have guessed, one of the very important tools to make impact across the globe is your social media pages or social media activities that you engage yourself in. What is it that you are doing with your social media handle? Are you just posting pictures of yourself from the beach, from moving pic, from all the other awards and all that? Or you are consciously influencing the people within your cycle by putting up very intelligent, very innovative, and very thought-provoking, statements, or making assertions that will help you to push a particular agenda. I think that one of the key skills you need to master as a person determined to make impact is how you utilize your social media page, or how you use your social media skills to influence change. So take your social media pages seriously. And you may also know by now that a lot of recruitment goes on social media as well, especially the LinkedIn platform. Most of you are just Instagram people and nothing like that, but I encourage you, try LinkedIn. It's a very good platform. Snapchat is good, but what I've noticed is that just leakages, sex tapes and all those things. It happens live on Snapchat. I know you're not happy about it, but that's the truth. But I encourage you, use your social media handle to make impact. Use it to push an agenda. And you'll be surprised that because it is global, everybody anywhere, once the person is part of that social media cycle or page, the person can have access or view the things you are articulating on your social media page. So please take your social media pages seriously. And the last thing I'll speak about is your writing skills. A lot of us are good on telephone conversations, but when it comes to translating our thoughts and opinions into writing, that is where we have a problem. And we'll have to pay people to write for us. But I think that once you're a student here, one of the things you should learn to master is the art of writing. You should be able to communicate your thoughts through writing. Because what it is that not everybody will have the opportunity to hear you speak verbally. But if you are a good writer, you can articulate your thoughts even through blogs. You can create your own blog. That will be a tool where you can share your thoughts and opinions on national issues. So whatever is happening in the country, if you have an opinion about it, one of the easiest things you can do is to put it on a blog or put it on your social media handle and express your thoughts. We should shift away from MPP, NDC politics, and as intellectuals, we should be able to let people know what we think with regards to issues affecting our nation. I'm sure if you master all these 3 skills, your public speaking skills, your social media skills, and your writing skills, you indeed rise up to become a great leader. Thank you very much.
That's a very powerful speech by John Appiah. A round of applause for him once again. So make use of your social media platforms. That's what I could make out of his speech. Okay, great. Now we'll move ahead to the second speech, and we'll call upon our second speaker. But before she mounts the stage, we'd like to give recognition to our sponsors, and that's Beta Malt, Beautiful Beneath, Lydia Contraceptive. And for the meantime, if you have some questions for Lydia Contraceptive, they are right behind us, and you could just, get closer to them and then get yourself informed. Okay, let's call upon Miss Nancy Adobia. She is a style coach and a sex educationist. All right, let's give her one more time.
Thank you. A very good afternoon to you all, my other speakers and the leadership of the school and the students. It's great to be here. This afternoon I came in my capacity as a style coach and not as the host of Duvet. I am consciously building two different brands and making sure that one doesn't affect the other. I mean, sex is a very important aspect of our lives. Without sex, we all wouldn't be existing. And so somebody would have to make it her job to make sure that it is good, enjoyable, and given all the pleasure that we deserve. This afternoon, I'm talking as a style coach, and so I would be talking to you about your confidence. He gave a very important communication to you all, and even myself, about how we should mind how we speak and what we write and the communication that we put on social media. Now, if you would be able to touch lives, if you would be able to be a great leader, you need your confidence intact. We have a very interesting world where the visuals are what people appreciate. And so when you are not careful, you will dress all the time, take lovely pictures and post on social media, and the likes will get to your head and actually make you think that you feel worthy of yourself. But when you are alone, you will realize that indeed you have nothing inside of you. And that's why grooming is about confidence. No matter how you look, no matter the $1 million clothing and hair you wear, if you do not believe in yourself and know your intrinsic value, indeed, there wouldn't be much to you. And that's why I want to speak to you about confidence. Confidence is said to be full trust in one's own ability. And for those of us who believe in God, confidence is faith in God. Now, if you have to believe in your own ability, you need a belief system. Somebody higher or something higher that you can depend on to support your belief in yourself. And to Christians, love the Bible. We want to quote scriptures like, we're able to do all things through Christ who strengthens us, and I'm able, and all of those scriptures that help us enhance our self-confidence. Now, some of us came from great homes where your mother will give you all the compliments. Oh, you are beautiful. Oh, you are intelligent. Me, I come from a very polygamous family. I lived with my two step-grandmothers. I mean, my mother's mother wasn't part of it. My mother's step-grandmother's mothers, and one particularly would always comment on my nose. Is my nose that bad? I mean, she used to say that my nose is like her front gate. And her front gate was huge. So at my first, lunch with a fine gentleman of 21 years, the guy kept looking into my eyes and he was like, you have a beautiful nose. And I started getting angry. Because I have lived with the notion that I had a very bad nose. Now my nose is big enough, so I'm taking more air than all of you. This is the level I am at, that I can laugh at myself and appreciate the good things about me and the not too good things. You know, as a style coach, I learned very early that human beings are perfect. Nobody was there when the first human beings were created. So we have no idea whether they were dark, they were fair, they were tall, they were short. Nobody saw Adam and Eve. We only see pictures. So why should we think that somebody is taller, so that person is better than you? Or somebody is shorter, somebody is more curvaceous, somebody is slender? Who gave us that idea? Please, we need to start accepting ourselves. Now, confidence and arrogance are siblings. They are very, very, very close. A confident person is one that believes in him or herself and understands that other people are also worthy. So believing in yourself and respecting other people is absolute confidence. The moment you believe in yourself and you think lowly of other people, it means you are arrogant. Is that established? That is what we go home with. Now, if you want to be very, very, very confident, one of the things you should know is self-acceptance. Oh, you don't need to tell me I'm short. I'm aware. And I'm also aware of my beautiful dark skin. And I'm also aware of my $1 million legs, which Okne Ire also has it. So I cannot flaunt it alone. I'm also aware of my great abilities, especially the intrinsic ones that makes me so kind. And my eye that sees only good. I'm the type that when I see you, I only see the beautiful things about you, nothing bad. Naturally. And so I'm always giving compliments, and my little daughter is always learning and trying to, Mommy, you are looking beautiful. Because every day she hears good news from her mother's lips. Now, self-acceptance is you love everything about yourself and accept your perfect imperfections. Accept your perfect imperfections. That is what makes you unique. Can we all imagine a world where everybody looked the same? Can we imagine? I mean, those of us that travel, when you get to Asia and everybody looks the same, it can be very confusing, isn't it? And so you wouldn't want to look like the other. And so that person not being so tall makes you unique. That person not being so short makes you unique as a tall person. Not so light, not so. So you understand me? Are you with me? Awesome. Now, so if you do not have confidence, you can create, it's a state of mind. You can start nurturing, start accepting yourself. Let's all compliment each other. When your friends look good, tell them. It doesn't take anything away from you to compliment that, oh, you have great speaking skills, oh, you are such a great writer. In school, let us enhance each other's confidence so that the next generation would be a generation of confident people who are not out there to kill each other. Now, there is something about confidence that has got to do with clothing. Our clothing, it's the most powerful thing. I mean, before I start speaking, what you see is my appearance. And you will decide whether to accept my words or not based on how I look. And so there is a power to the clothing you choose. Now people are abusing it. Young people are out there following fashion trends that are unhealthy, all in the name of the power of clothing. Now I'm a style coach, I'm not a fashionista. Style means that the next time you see me, the same blouse would go in with a bodycon black dress, and I'll still feel good in it. And I'll take you to a speaking engagement because it is my own. And I don't expect people to be marking my wardrobe. It is none of your business. And so I will not use my hard-earned dollar and Ghana cedis to buy clothing I do not need to impress people who do not care about me. So that is it. Now you need to develop the art of style. Turning the things around in your wardrobe, which we call the capsule wardrobe. You're all students. Go and read about capsule wardrobe. How you can use 3 things to turn it into about 5 or 10 different appearances and still make an impact. You are students. Use your money to buy books, things that would enhance your knowledge. When you are $1 million rich, you can throw your money about. But now, manage your resources well. Hello. Your grooming is very, very, very important. Ladies, I would want to talk about the hair thing. I mean, I don't see young people here anymore. Every one of you is looking 30 years and above. Meanwhile, you are 20s. What is the rush of trying to look older? You are applying things that are in vogue without realizing the effect it has on your personality. When you fix a hairstyle, check. Does it look great on me? Or it doesn't? How do I look? When you fix one hairstyle and you suddenly look like your mother, know that they have done you evil more than good. Because it's either 10 years to your age or 20 and you suddenly look like your mother. And I'd want to talk about your nails. The gentlemen, it's important. Mind your skin, mind your nails. All of these things are important for your personal grooming. Your teeth. Your teeth. As a public speaker, when you are talking, people are looking inside your mouth. The dentists are around. You have no idea the technology available. Fix your teeth. Make sure it looks good. If there is any reason that you are not confident about your teeth, it can be fixed. Please fix it and enhance your self-confidence. I already spoke about the hair. So there are things that can deplete your confidence as a young man or woman. When you put yourself together, cheap fabrics, hello ladies, fabrics called the jersey fabrics, the lycra fabrics, what they are so mean. I call them the mean fabrics. Why? If your body is not perfect, they will show the whole world. If you have 4 folds, they will show it. If you have cellulite on your backside, they will show it. If your panty is not your size and it's dividing your backside into 4 instead of 2, this dress will show it. Why would you want to buy a dress like that? So these are fabrics that are not kind, that depletes your confidence, because the moment you enter a place, everybody notices what is wrong about you and they start staring. And the moment people stare at you, no, look, when people stare at you, it affects your confidence. You start wondering what is wrong with you. When you dress up, look into the mirror, turn 360, and be sure that you are looking appropriate. Fabrics that are too heavy. Fabrics that are too heavy. And I call them for the gentlemen, you know, these days, the big sizes, when you are oversized, it's called the coats. And when it suits you well, it's called a suit. I thank God all the gentlemen here are wearing suits and no coats. So the oversized one are the ones that the shoulder pad would be falling. The sleeve, you realize, is longer. He has not altered it. And everything about him looks like a cake. Listen, if you are here and you're a man and you don't mind your appearance, you go for interview, they will know that you are still living in 1960, born before technology. And nobody wants somebody who is not innovative or in vogue to work with. So it's important that you mind yourself. But in minding yourself, don't wear those trousers that the musicians have been wearing these days. They are so tight and so skimpy. When they are moving, I'm worried. Is his butt going to get torn or something? I'm waiting for that bad wardrobe day. So it shouldn't be that tight. So clothing that are too big for your size, clothing that are too tight, gives you some unhealthy self-awareness that depletes your self-confidence. Now, whatever you wear says something about you. Whatever you wear. So you can wear a dress that would say that I am a slave queen, there is nothing in my head. All I came to sell is my beauty. Ladies, are you with me? And you can wear something that would say that I'm a fine lady, brought up in a good home, looking for great opportunities to showcase how deep I am in the head. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, what is your clothing saying about you? Are you selling something other than how beautiful you are? Are you telling the world that you are a woman and that you are not just selling your sexuality? So these things are very important for you to note. You wear clothing that says that I'm fine, I believe in myself, I'm confident, I'm aware of my body shape and I'm aware of my body size, and I wear something that suits me perfectly, and yet I'm not trying to lure or seduce anybody. And so take me as the woman I am, not because of my fine body, not because of my $1 million legs, not because of my beautiful skin. I think that if we would have this opinion in the putting of ourselves together, it would really help people respect us and accept us as great women wherever we go. I think I'll bring my talk to an end. Thank you very much.
Woo! Extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. And accept your perfect imperfections, because that's what makes us unique. And as well as cut your coat according to your size. Don't go and cut a coat that is extremely bigger than your size. Okay, so a round of applause once again for Miss Nancy Adobia, a style coach, as she deserves it. Now, there's something about our decisions and choices in life. If you make a good decision, it goes to your credit. If you make a bad decision, it tempers your life. So we're going to be hearing quotes and speech from Ohineyori Dr. Gifty Auntie, and she is our third speaker. And with a round of applause, let's acknowledge her presence as she gives us her bit.
Hello, Madam President. You knew I would definitely, I love it when women are presidents. You know. Madam President, I repeat. Eyo Yakufi. Madam President for the third time. Mr. Chair, all protocol observed. And I'd like to say congratulations to the organizers of this program. It's not easy as a former student leader myself, from primary to tertiary level. I know how it is like to put together a program, and you virtually have to beg students to come and benefit from something they are not paying for. It can be so annoying, but that's all part of leadership. Mr. John Kuma, he for she. He for she, because we want to tell the Ibad Ibrahims of this world that there are men like you who support women, who understand that a woman doesn't have to be beaten up, that a woman is not a second-class citizen, that a woman was made from the rib of a man, not the feet, that the very religion that he follows, Islam, respects woman, that even according to the Quran, the Prophet Muhammad, who are the Muslims here, peace be upon his name, during his time when his own daughter, Nana Fatima, entered any room, he as a prophet will stand as a form of respect to his daughter. So that is why we are saying he for she. And I'd like to believe that every single man here is not here because they've seen some fine chick where they want to, you know. But they are here because they believe in women. And they understand the power that women have. And that hand in hand, we can achieve a lot. Choices. If you're above 18 years, and to some extent, according to our constitution, you are free to have sex at the age of 16. So from age 16, everything you do, you have a choice. I have a friend who keeps threatening her children that she brought them into this world and she can take them out. Yes, she keeps threatening them. And that when she was delivering, when they were coming out, she had the choice to close her legs and squeeze their necks. But she decided to let them come into the world. So we do have choices. And of course, our choices can make our or unmake us. Every decision we take as tertiary students, right from here, everything you do. One of my many sons has a saying that, whom you know is not a political talk. Whom you know is even a biblical talk. And it's very, very important. Because you need to know Jesus before you go to heaven. So whom you know is not a bad thing at all. But I like to add that who knows you is more important than whom you know. Who knows you and knows you as what? For what? How does the person know you? As students, what kind of impact, what kind of mark, what kind of impressions are you leaving here with? 2, 5, 10 years from now, if somebody should bring a letter to Madam President asking questions about you, what would she say? Would she even remember that you passed through this school? Or she'll have to go through the archives? There's some people that just the mere mention of that, everybody remembers them. One of my friends refers to me as Inchini. Said, as for Gifty, she's like salt. Everywhere she did inside, from secondary school time. I was part of everything. So my schoolmates, everybody remembers me, but I hardly remember. So I always get into trouble. So anybody I see, I smile and laugh. Do you remember? Oh, yes, I do, yes. But it's the name that I don't remember. And the where. It's, you know, gets me out of trouble all the time. The choices we make. When I started appearing on TV, everybody was wearing suits.
That was 22 years ago. On the breakfast show. People were wearing suits to come on TV. I came from a background that I couldn't afford the suits and the skirts and the trouser suits. I had a choice to go laboring and owing people and going to buy on credit. But I decided that I was going to do what I'll be comfortable with. It wasn't easy. Miss Nancy talked about confidence. You see, let me digress a bit. Nobody, absolutely nobody was born confident. Nobody. Every child is born with one thing, the fear of fall. Watch out, the fear of fall. The rest we learn. They teach us. They inculcate in us. They imbibe in us. They direct us. Nobody was born confident. Some are lucky. I was blessed to have a father who told me that I can achieve anything in this world, which made me sometimes dream too big. But some didn't have it. So they learn. They come to programs like this to listen to Miss Nancy, to listen to Mr. John Appiah, to listen to Mimi, AJ. And that helps them. So don't ever compare yourself with anybody. The choice you make today. So I decided to wear my African print, use it for skirt and top, wear my beads, because despite my background, I still have rich man's disease, where when I wear something that's not pure gold, I get rashes. If it's not pure silver, I get rashes. By the way, the earring I'm wearing is not pure gold, but I'm still wearing it. I'll manage the rashes. Before you start looking at me, hey, so is that thing gold? It's not gold. Not long after that, many people started wearing beads. To the extent that when you went to Mokola, they will ask you, which type of the bead do you want, the Gifty Auntie one? I started getting people sponsoring me with beads. I have young people now who have a job, a profession, a skill, and are making more money than I am because they saw me wear beads and they decided to go into bead making. Some of them started sponsoring me. I gave them the platform and they became big, small, so they dogged me like that. It's like that school. But it's because I decided, I made that choice. You know, I link choices to priorities as a woman. You always need to prioritize. And it changes at every stage. It changes at every stage. Next week, we are celebrating International Women's Day, and it's balancing for better. That's the theme. We can't have it all as women at every given time. We can have it all, but at different stages. So now you can ask me and say, oh, I've done this before. I've done that before. I've done that before. So yes, I have it. But maybe I can't do it right now. I'm not doing it right now. I wanted to lose weight because I went to do my medical. They said my cholesterol level was high. So there's a lady who used to give me products, and it works for me like magic. I called her today, and then she said yes. I mean, she has it, and she gave me the bill. And I told her, I'm still breastfeeding. Is it okay? So no. If you are breastfeeding, I'll advise that you hold on to it until you stop breastfeeding. I said, okay. Because at this point, my weight is not a priority. My daughter, her health, her well-being is my priority. So no matter how many times people would, and you've put on weight, and the annoying one, your husband will go and take some slim girl into the, if he God. If he goes to take and he leaves, what, I can't breathe? Well, what? Anyway, let me digress again. Listen, young ladies. Talking about choices, it's better to suffer a broken heart than to be in a very bad marriage. To be in a miserable marriage. So if you dated a guy even 6, 7 years and the guy says he's going, cry small, you know, get angry small, but make you go. Let him go. Let him go. A better one will come. But in everything that you do, you need to make choices. So I made a choice of wearing African print. I made a choice of wearing beads. Not long after that, well, quite some time after that, I fell about 7 years ago. I fell and twisted my ankle. So I couldn't wear my high heels anymore. I mean, I used to wear like, you know, really high heels. And some of them I'm still keeping them, hoping and praying that one day I can wear them again. Meanwhile, I'm the kind of person who, when she wears flat shoes, it's like, you know, you pay me to go. You know, I've been pushed from behind. I'll be walking like a robot. So I can't wear flat shoes. I thought about it. Can I wear slippers, nice ones? No, it won't look professional. Then I remembered, I'm the African girl. I wear African print. I wear beads. Let me go for ahenema. Most of you think I wear ahenema because I'm married to a chief. No. I started wearing ahenema long before I married a chief. So I started wearing ahenema. I made that choice. I made that choice. And today, these choices I've made in the past are helping me in portraying who I have become now. Now I find myself in the traditional circles. If you're used to wearing jeans all the time and you become an Oheneyere or a queen mother, and you are not used to wearing slate and kaba, you know how, I'm not saying it's bad. No, it's not bad at all. You can imagine how uncomfortable you feel. I know people who can never wear dresses. They feel very uncomfortable in wearing dresses or skirts. It's not bad, but those are the choices that you've made. You were in school. Your priority now should be carving a niche for yourself, planning for your future, who you will become in future. What is your goal? What is your aim? I know you've heard people tell you that be you, be yourself. But in making choices, do you even know who you are? Do you know what makes you happy? Do you know what you are passionate about? Do you know what excites you? Do you know what you are good at? Some of you don't even know your favorite food. It keeps changing according to what is in vogue. But me, it's been constant from day one. My favorite food is kokunte with groundnut soup and okra on top. Thank you. I get that and I'm cool. My birthday, you don't give me that and I'm not happy. I'm not saying that I know everything about me and everything who I am. Even as I grow, there are things that I'm doing now in marriage and I wonder if somebody had asked me before I got married, I would say me gifting and nephew and so on. There's no way I would tolerate this, but I'm tolerating. I didn't know I had certain capabilities. I didn't know that I could really devote my time. Some few years ago, my life, everything was about my profession. But I didn't know that I could say no to an opportunity because my daughter is not comfortable or it will inconvenience my daughter. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that somebody can be more, apart from my father, somebody could be more important to me than myself. So even as you grow, you get to know yourself. You get to know who you are. And that makes you take the right decisions and make the right choices. The choices you make today. The course even you pursue in school, at uni, can make or unmake you. But at a certain point, you may have to make a decision for yourself. It doesn't matter what you pursue here. When you come out, and some of you are here because your father wanted you to, or your mother wanted you to be here. You had a choice, but you chose to come or to follow that. The other choice would have been becoming a rebel, or becoming stubborn, becoming, that prodigal daughter or son. And so you chose that, okay, Daddy wants me to do this, so I'm going to do it. From here, what would you do? Are you going to go back to your original love? Are you going to make a decision to choose what will make you happy? What will make you happy? It's easy, and I would say it's easy. It's not easy. It's very confusing, yeah? To want to pursue your own dream, your own aspirations, your own goals, when everybody seems to be succeeding in a certain way. When I was in school, I went to SmileGH Secondary School, Form 1 to Upper 6. I chose only one university form, that was Tech. And the slogan there was Tech or Suicide. Everybody around me at that time was doing land economy, and they seemed to have been doing well. So I told myself that I'll also do land economy. I went to Tech. I hustled for a whole semester. I was even offered the other one, estate development. Is it estate management? There was a diploma course. I said no. I wanted land economy. I didn't get it. So I came home. Then somebody told me to go and try GIJ. I went to do the investigations. And then I realized that there was PR, public relations, and then there was journalism. Now, 22 years ago, when you saw a journalist, you saw a journalist from head to toe. And the public relations officers were the ones driving the cars. And when we go on assignment, they will be the one distributing the solid. And then they would say, is there any public relations officer here before I say anything? I granted you. Okay. So you sign the form, you don't see the amount written there, but you sign. Somebody is in the spirit, they know it. You won't see the amount you're supposed to, but they'll give you an envelope, but you signed for something. So I said, me, looking at my background, I'll become public relations officer. I did everything I could. They didn't give me. I got journalism. During my internship, I went to internal revenue, PR department. After 1 week, a gentleman told me, Gifty, go and try journalism. If you don't like it, come back. I went and never went back there. For my master's degree, there are a lot of people before me who went to do communications. I did master's in international journalism. And I tell people that if I'm to come again into this world and I remember anything that happened to me in my previous life, if I'm asked, I will say that I want to be a journalist from day one. Sometimes making choices can be very difficult. You can be the only odd one out. Everybody is doing that, they seem to be succeeding. What you really want to do, and you know it's good for you, you know you are passionate about, it doesn't seem to be doing well. People don't seem to be excelling in that area. But if you can be bold enough to make that choice, to take that decision, you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed of who you would become. Sometimes the decisions we take and the choices we make us seem as if we are the odd ones out. But young lady here, forgive me gentlemen, this is supposed to be a ladies thing, but okay, let me argue. Young lady, young man here, if you decide to take that decision and even become the odd one out, in your oddness, you will become unique. Because you will stick out like a sore thumb. Everybody will see you. You become unique, different from everybody. So it's about time, young ladies, you make the right choices right now, irrespective of what anybody says. irrespective of what society thinks. My time is up? Okay. Irrespective of where you are coming from, because you have a light. You are exceptional, remember. I said you're unique. My father used to tell me something, that wherever you are, you see a star. Wherever you are, you can see a star. Some of them shine bright, some of them not too bright. But they are all stars. And we were all born with a light. Some light that we are refusing to let it shine, because either we don't have the confidence, or we are afraid of something, or we don't have affirmation, or we just want to follow people. But it's about time that we let our light shine as women. We let our light shine as women. When opportunity meets preparation, that's the only way you can succeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ohineyere Dr. Gifty Auntie. She is a renowned journalist by profession, a women's rights advocate, and the CEO of GDA Media, the producers of the Standpoint TV program, and also a host of her own TV show, and the president and founder of the Girl in Need Foundation. A round of applause once again for Ohineyere Dr. Gifty Auntie. Who else got singed into her speech? Because I really got singed into it, you know. Okay, so moving on, you're still at the He for She conference at the AUCC Women's Week celebration. And this is brought to you by Lydia Contraceptive, Beta Malt, and supported by the Women's Commission and Lebanon Foundation. It's time for us to honor one of our guests, who is in the person of John Appiah, Mr. John Appiah, and we'll call upon the NUC's president to do that on our behalf. Vida. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. She made a mistake. I'm rather the Women's Commission, not the president.
Okay. You know, like,
At this venture, I will present the citation to Mr. Appiah. Thank you.
Well, how many of us here would like to start a business? How many of us here would like to get themselves involved in entrepreneurship? Because the new generation we have now in our country and beyond is entrepreneurship. Being able to start up a business, you know, being able to head a company or one way or the other. So moving ahead, we will be having our next speaker who's going to give us, you know, a coach on how to start up a business. She is an expert, and we're not going to have her now. I'm just gearing up for that. So if you have any plans of leaving here, you have to stick and stay so that we have that important speech made by our next speaker. But I would like to call upon our next speaker. She is in the person of AJ Sapong. She is a TV and radio presenter at City TV and radio. So we're calling upon her with a round of applause. She deserves more than that. Great.
Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here. As Victoria so eloquently put it, my name is AJ Sapon. I am a TV and radio personality at City FM and City TV, specifically on Branch in the City. But before that, I was formerly on the biggest conversation on radio, the City Breakfast Show. How many know us? How many tune in? Well, it's good to know. Well, I am a product of the University of Ghana. a bachelor's in political science and theater art, and graduated with a master's in journalism. I took a cue from people like Henry Giftianti. At 25, I was actually the youngest in my class. But more relevant is my experience. I have been working in general for about 11 years, and I've been working in media for 9 years. You might be wondering how, why, and by the way, I'm just 27. Shout out to me. But I've been doing this for quite a while. Frankly, it's a long story on how I even got into the media, but I decided to do any and everything. I'm the product of don't despise small beginnings. I was literally the one that was doing PA work. I started off as a personal assistant, did some advertising, did radio with YFM, became a pundit on every TV screen that I could find, and finally started doing behind the scenes work, a lot of television production and content creation. Then finally, at some point in time, decided to become on screen. But today I'm going to talk to you not about my story, even though I'll try and interlace it in between, but I'll be talking about achieving success through the odds. Now, firstly, I'd like to know what people think success is. I think I'll make this a little interactive, but I'll come in. So anybody want to define what success is to them? Everyone has their own perception of success. To me, success is living my best life. So however that I achieve that works, but that was a bit of a joke. But sir, what do you define as success?
Being able to meet the targets that I set for myself.
Okay. I see a pretty yellow. Obviously, it stands out. But what will you define success as?
Well, I would say having a dream and able to fulfill that particular dream. That's my success. Right.
What about you? What do you think success is? The same thing. And you, sir?
Oh, as you said.
As you said. Okay. If you say so. Some people define success as wealth. Others, if they get a house, a child, or 2 kids, 2 cars, that's success to them. So success is very relative to every person. But I think it can be attained with a few steps, and I'll go through that. Firstly is knowing yourself and understanding yourself. So first thing I did when I realized that I had a passion for all things dramatic, really, was to figure out what exactly I wanted to do, to actually get to know myself and where my skills laid. I realized I think I'm pretty good at talking. When it comes to giving my opinion, when it comes to sharing my opinion, when it comes to forming an opinion, I have a bit of a say in that. So I think you should get to know yourself, figure it out. What are my likes? What are my dislikes? Something that both Miss Nancy and Henry touched on quite a bit. Getting to know yourself and figure out your purpose. Other than that, you'll be swayed by other people's decisions and motivation, and you'll be driven by all other things except what you yourself need. That is referred to as borrowed motivation, when you do it for others rather than do it for yourself. I mean, you might probably get up and say, you know what? I don't like what's going on in the country. I think I want to do a doomsday demonstration like the way Yvonne Nelson did. But you may never know the motivation that led Yvonne to do that particular thing. Or you might think just because AJ is on TV, no, I think I can do that. But not realizing that your talents may not necessarily lie in TV or on screen, but maybe behind, or doing the behind the scenes, or perhaps even creating content, because you are very good at creativity and you're able to churn out ideas that could sell to a TV house or so. So knowing yourself and ensuring that you understand yourself in a way that you can figure it all out. Another thing is defining your mission. So once you define yourself, then you should define your mission. I mean, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? How do you achieve what you want to do? Figuring out the steps that you need to do it. Okay, so I want to do TV. What do I really want to do? Okay, so perhaps I want to be on screen. How do I figure that out? So you define your mission and you know exactly what you want to do based on that. I think that's one thing that you see a lot in the streets of Accra, because if you don't define your mission, you will be swayed by any other mission that someone else is on. Because in Accra, or at least on the streets of Accra, once you see someone selling one particular thing, you realize that a few days later, everyone is selling the same thing. Has anyone else noticed that? And it's because once you don't define your mission, it gives you more focus to figure it out. But because everyone sees And I use that example as, okay, this thing sells and sells very well, so I might as well join in and get the quick buck. So that is something that we see quite often, but should not be a particular purpose. So you define your mission, and then you can focus and know how to go about that. Then you make a decision. So after defining your mission, you have to make a decision on what exactly you want to do. Either to be successful, to be on top of a game, to be the best in the market. To figure that out, you need to know, okay, this is exactly what I want to do, and make a decision based on that. But a lot of people have assumed that making a decision means making a choice. It's not exactly the same thing. So once you make a decision that I want to be the best in the field, once you make a decision, life presents you with choices. So you assume that, okay, I want to go to school. That's the decision you've made. I want to go back to school. Then life will present a host of choices to you. You think, okay, what school do I want to go to? Okay, AUCC, what course do I want to do? And that is where you start to make choices based on the decision that you have taken. Then going on to the next one, which is making a choice. Now, once you decide that you want to do this particular thing and the choices are available to you, the best way to make it is by interacting with others. So here is where you sought the opinion of your support systems, you sought the opinion of friends, and of value-laden friendships. So I'm sure there are a lot of people that have friends. Of course, every person is usually not an island on their own and have some friends or the other. But the emphasis on value-laden friends. How many of our friends can actually give us informed decisions or help us inform our decisions, can influence us in the best way possible? So if you look through your list of friends and you know that when it's time to chill, they are there. When it's time to go here, they're there. But when it's time to make important decisions in your life, they are not the kind of persons that you would seek advice from. Then it's high time you decide to figure it out with someone else. So value-laden friendships are something that you should do. People that are ahead of you in life, people that can speak to particular situations, people that can inform your decision because they've been there before, they've experienced it before, perhaps they've gone ahead of you in life, in school, whatever it is. They are the ones that you usually seek or solace their views on these particular things when it's time for you to make a choice concerning your future. So also on making a choice, it will inform us as well with how we use our social media. Now, with social media, the world has gotten to a point where we are very involved in the online community. We are now very into getting things put across. We tweet, we Facebook, we Instagram quite often. But I think the most important, or one of the most important, with the exception of LinkedIn, is Twitter. Because Twitter allows you to get real-time interactions with people that matter. You can fill your feed with people that will be talking about all kinds of trending issues, or you can fill your feed with people that actually put out content that is beneficial to you. So with my Twitter feed, I do make it a point to follow people that I aspire to be. So you'd see a lot of notable people in my Twitter feed, people that are always churning out information that after just scrolling through my feed, I can actually contribute to a conversation somewhere. So that's how I use my Twitter. Question is, how many of us have Twitter handles? How many of us actively use our Twitter handles? How many of us tweet good content? Okay, we have a few hands up. A lot of hands are not up. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who said that once they want to employ people, the first thing they look at is their Twitter feed. Because in her opinion, if you are abrasive, if you are abusive, if you are a bully online and she sees that in your Twitter feed, she would instantly not hire you. That's where the world has gotten to. That is not about what you've written on your CV. It's about what you are putting out in the online world that would affect you. So it's not just about putting the right pictures on Instagram and then becoming whatever word you want to use on Twitter. It's about being able to balance the two and put out a good image of yourself online. And if you're not, it's time for you to actually check your feed and realize, if I tweet this, will it come back to haunt me in 10 years or so? And to digress, I realize a lot of people are, and I use this term loosely, putting out content in this day that they cannot stand by in 10 years. And I realize that the world has become a place where everything is seen online. And I'm so happy that a lot of my mistakes were not made in front of Snapchat or Instagram or any of those things, because it will live and the internet never, ever, ever forgets. So one thing I always do is to advise anyone that can possibly hear me that always ensure that the content you put out, you can defend in 10 years. If it's something that you're going to put out that you're hypocritical about, if you know you are going to say, oh, don't do this, but you know deep down in your heart you're doing that exact same thing, don't put it out there. Don't put out an opinion that you know you're hypocritical about online, because one day will come where your true character, what your true beliefs are about that particular thing will come out, and you'll be called out on it because you put it online and it shows a completely different image of what you said. So I always encourage that put out things that you can defend 10 years from now. Put out things that in 5 years, when you are in a totally different part of the world, maybe you are president, maybe you are a minister of state, maybe you are occupying a very notable position, it will come back and haunt you, because it's happening constantly all the time now. And can you imagine, I was having I watched a video in a conversation that I was having, that the technology that happened in the 20th century happened in the last 14, the rate at which it happened in 100 years, between the year 2000 happened in 14 years. The rate of 100 years of development happened in 14 years. And from now onwards, the rate of the 14 years is going to happen in 7 years. So when you are 30 years from now, or maybe 20 years from now, the rate of development that used to happen in 100 years, in terms of technology, I mean, will be happening in a year. That's a lot of changing patterns in a year, and a lot of things that could come back and haunt us. Because we realize that the internet age 5 years ago wasn't that important. Now, that's all we think about. And the trends that happened last year are now old news this year. And that's the rate at which technology is changing and improving, and you don't want to be caught on the wrong side of that. Now, moving from just making a choice to taking action and execution. Now, after you have made a choice, you made a decision which has informed your choice that you made right after, you have to now put it in place and execute. So make choices that matter and go out and make it and ensure that it works. But one thing you also need to know is that be realistic about the decision that you're making. Always understand the fact that things can go wrong. The decisions you make today maybe might not matter. You can fail, and it's okay to fail. Because what matters is how you're able to regroup yourself, recuperate, and then go back and get it done again. And above all, there are a few things that you're answerable to. If you believe in God, first of all, you're answerable to God. Secondly, you're answerable to yourself. Third, you're answerable to your family and those that support you. Fourth, you're answerable to the community that you exist in. And above all, take care. Go out and live your best life as much as you can. Achieving the odds is possible, and I'm a testament to that. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much for the lecture on success. After we've had the lecture on style and coaching and how to be successful and making good choices in life and so forth, I think it's time to take some sort of, business ventures and all that in our life. So we're moving ahead with the next speech. And that is going to be done by Mimi Andani Michaels. She is the co-founder of the Golden Movie Awards Africa and a COO of NMJ Ghana. So let's give her a round of applause.
All right, thank you. With all protocol reserved, I think even as a speaker, I've benefited a lot from everything that has been said here, and I appreciate joining you guys today. I'm going to make it very simple. I was really coming to teach you how to start a business properly, ground up, but I don't want to take your time because we've been here for a while. But you can always follow my business page, I Mentor UGH, on Instagram, IMENTORGH.
GH. That's I Mentor You GH. I come there daily live on Instagram between 5 and 6 to take you through business tips on how to solve business problems for free. I mean, it's a passion. And then when you DM me and you want more, that's when you pay. All right. So my name is Mimi Andani Michaels. I normally take you through building a business ground up by using my story to guide you. Because one thing I know for sure is that I can give you my playbook, my paradox. You can follow it, but you cannot get the same results as I got, because we are all different. So what I believe in is that I can tell you my story, it can guide you, and then you can be successful your own way. Do we get that? All right. So I am somebody who believes in reinvention. I'm going to take you through just 3 points. I was supposed to take you through 10. So like I say, follow me on Instagram. So I'll do 3. I'm going to talk about risk taking. I'm going to talk about reinvention, and I'm going to talk about passion. Just 3 points. And these three points, you're going to find it in my story. So I'm going to tell you the story. Listen carefully, and you'll find these 3 things there. That is my success story. So I started as a biochemist. I'm a biochemist by training. So I've been a chemist actually in an oil refinery for a year before I decided to do whatever you know me for. So I'm a biochemist by profession. I think you should give all the scientists some clap for me. I need to cheer myself up before I talk to you about building your business up. So after being a chemist for a year, I decided I'm a very, very adventurous person, and I'm nosy. You know, that's a trait of a scientist. If you're a scientist, you know that we like in Fifimu. We like to know why something happened and did not happen. We like to know things. So one day I was watching TV and I saw this reality show on TV. They pack people from different countries and put them in one house, and then they don't know each other, but they are living together, and every day they're having different taxes. And I didn't understand the whole concept. So I decided to go in there and experience it myself. And so that's how I ended up on Big Brother Africa. Season 3, I was the first female to represent Ghana in South Africa. I'm telling you about somebody who is very risky. So you can see a chemist who resigned to enter a reality show TV. Isn't that very risky? But it always gives you a good end. So I went into this reality show and I was studying everything going on. I just wanted to understand the whole concept. I survived. I did very well. I came out in the 7th week. I did very well. I played them well with my science skills. And I survived. I took Ghana through for a long time. Then I got to realize a lot of things about me in there. That's where I even discovered myself more, because I was more of the geek. I go to work and then I do what I have to do and I come back. But when I went into Big Brother Africa, I realized so many things about me. I realized that I could even sing. I realized I could act. I realized I could do so many things. So after Big Brother, I decided to take the third risk, which is release an album. So I released a musical album called Music in Me. And it was a big success as well. My risk has always been successful. It might not be the same for you, but like I said, I wanted to guide you in your decision. So I released an album, Music in Me. Most of you know some of my songs, Tattoo, Leave Me. It was a big hit across the continent. I toured the whole of Africa. I enjoyed myself. I met people. I learned from my mistake. I learned so many things. Then I decided that after this album, I'm not going to do music again. Let me go into fashion. So I released a fashion line called Divalish Fashion, and my stores were in South Africa and Namibia only, because then Ghana, when they see the designs, they just take it and give it to their tailors, and the tailors will just remake it for them. So the fashion industry then was not working, so I made sure I concentrated on where the people appreciated it. So my stores were in Namibia and South Africa. My fashion line was also very successful. I launched it in collaboration with Studio 53 in Ghana. It was really huge. I had celebrities modeling and all that all over Africa, not just Ghana. And it was a very successful one. Then after a year, I quit that one too. I said, okay, I want something else. I'm a scientist. I need to experience everything. So I want to test everything. So I decided, okay, when I was a musician, I used to have fun a lot and all that. I enjoyed the club, so let me own a club. So I opened a nightclub, yes, at East Legon, one of the most expensive properties around there. But that was my failure then. I opened a very expensive, well-invested in lounge as a club owner. After 6 months, I closed it up. then I decided, okay, what do you want to do now? Then I decided that it's time for me to take a step and make a decision that would take me through the end of my life. So I decided to be an entrepreneur. So I had to start ground up. Then I met my husband, who is my business partner, and then we started the company. Well, my husband was already running it, and I joined him, NMJ Ghana, as branding expert. So that's how I started being a branding expert and then delving into business coaching. Now I am a farmer too. I have a fish farm. I have a pineapple farm. There's so many things I am. But I just want you to understand the power of reinvention. Did you see that in the story? What I'm trying to tell you is that you can always start, make a mistake, pick yourself up and start again. There's no formula to these things. Don't let anybody tell you to follow a certain formula. Listen, when we go to school, we are taught a certain formula. For me, it's never worked. I don't know about you. Like I said, my story can only guide you in your decision. But what I know for sure is that you need to learn from the mistakes as you go. So first thing in your business, take a risk. Make sure you go for it. Just do it. Whatever comes from it, you learn from it later. Just take the risk. You need to start now. There's no formula. There's no waiting to finish school. That formula is wrong. Like, oh, when I finish my national service. No. Start now as you're in school. It works. I have a lot of mentees that are business owners, small business owners who are still in the university, some even in secondary school. So first thing as a business person is to make sure that you're taking the risks as higher as you can take them, because the returns are great. When it works, it's super. So make sure that you're not scared of taking a risk. Second, you need to be passionate about what you're doing. If you're not passionate about it, trust me, it won't work. Passion is what makes some rappers rap for 10 years still no hits. But they are still rapping. That's passion. So in actual sense, if you want to translate it to business, it's that thing that will push you to do everything to be successful. Some people still consider themselves musicians, singers. They will give themselves title when we don't know one song of theirs. That's passion. They've done it for so long. They can tell you, listen, I've released 5 albums and I don't know any of the albums. Listen, this is my 5th album and you don't even know the person speaking. That's passion. Like, passion makes you look crazy. Like, oh, with vim. That's passion, and that's what you need for your business to be what it has to be. So make sure that your passion, look at your passion, take a list, check all your passions, try them each. One will work. One of your passion would work. Look at the passion. We all have different passions, not just one. So when you look at it, take them one by one. You are in school, so you have time to take them one by one, make mistakes and learn from it. So do it. Take the risks. Take them one by one. By the time you finish school, do your national service and everything, you would have seen that one is what you would go in for. And when I'm talking about business and entrepreneurship, I don't mean that you can't have a 9 to 5 and still own a business. Normally when we come and we speak to you guys, you think we are saying that everybody must be an entrepreneur. No. You can actually work and still be an entrepreneur. It all depends on you. You can be anything. You just have to plan. You just have to schedule yourself properly. I have a mentee that is in school who is doing business, and I had to teach her how to schedule her time, at what point she can make deliveries and all that. Patience is here. Patience, wave at me. She's one of my mentees, and she's in your school here actually, and she does deliveries, she sells, and I still show her how to do all her schedules. It still works for her. She makes so much money. Sometimes like, hey, mom, maybe say why. You know, so you can be everything you want to be. So do not arrange yourself in a certain way that you need to finish school before. And entrepreneurship doesn't mean you can have a day job. You can have it, and as you grow into it, you make a decision whether you're going here full-time or you're going there full-time. But as you are in school, I urge you all to be risk takers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Miss Mimi and Danny, Mrs. Mimi and Danny Michaels, for that speech on entrepreneurship and business startups. Okay, now I would like to say a very big thank you, moving on, to Evangelist Ama Sewa Amponsa for making it a date to be in our midst today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We acknowledge your presence. As well as calling upon citations for reputable speakers Ohene Yuri, Dr. Gipti Auntie, and that of Miss Nancy. So we'd like to call upon Miss Vida again to do us the honor. A round of applause once again. So, Miss Nancy, for your outstanding efforts to making it here and giving us a speech and coach on styling, we acknowledge your presence. Can we have the next citation, please? That of Ohene Yuri, Dr. Gipti Auntie. For your great presence here. It's indeed an honor to have you in our midst today. Thank you very much. A round of applause once again. So Miss Nancy has to attend to some styling and coaching classes once again at GH1 TV. So I'd like to say goodbye to her as she makes her way off. All right, we're going to have the next citation. We're going to have the next citation, but for the meantime, let's prepare Vanessa Nice as she gives us a soothing music to ginger up ourselves. Okay? So we're going to have the citation of Miss AJ Sapong. Yes. Miss AJ Sapong, TV radio presenter at City TV and Radio. Thank you for making it here today. Thank you. Alrighty, now time to ginger up ourselves, time to shake our bodies. If necessary, depends on what Vanessa Nice has for us. So let's call upon Vanessa Nice to give us a very nice performance.
And I'm a new artist, so I'm here to sing. I'm sure I like this one. Listen. My enemies, you know, be God, oh, yeah. Them don't know my story. Oh, no, they don't care how I feel. Tina, any morning, I go on my knees and I talk to you. Oh, come here, when you get my body, my no can matter. Sing it. We need that sun, you oh. Be a woman, you. Mama, thank you. He said, what? I can't hear you. trust me, this one, you really love it. Yeah. Listen. Who offend to what you would see, I know, Piata. About Penny, I would carry me and I see you answer. Okay. We'll do this again. We'll do this again. Who offend to what you would see, I know, Piata. About Penny, I would carry me and I see you answer. My baby, I promise to make you my love. If them try, I can't hear you. If them try, mango shine, mango down. Say what? Baby shine, shine, baba. Hey, I'm a late, but dear baba. Hey, baby shine, shine, baba. I'm a late, but dear baba. So that's my new single. It's called Burning Desire. Released not long ago, and it goes like this. When I look at you, I feel something in my heart, baby. When I look at you, I feel something in my heart, baby. It's such a burning desire. It's such a burning desire. It's such a burning desire. When it's a night, when I look at you, I feel something in my heart, baby. When I look at you, I feel something in my heart, baby. It's such a burning desire, such a burning desire, such a burning desire, such a burning. You wanna go to me? Don't you ever leave me? Fine body, I love you, baby. Love your money. Somebody can help me out, 'cause I'm looking for my journey. I thank God every day for you coming my way. Our wedding day, Papa, baby. I thank God every day for you coming my way. About a baby, let's go. Such a burning desire, such a burning desire, such a burning desire. I can't hear those words. Such a burning desire. Don't you ever leave me, oh. If you leave, I go die, oh. Don't you ever leave me, oh. If you leave, I go die. Then they try to pull us out. My dear, baby, boy, now we go round the town. Say what? Let's go. Such a burning.
Okay, beautiful music. I really wish we could have more of her, but oh wow, not only me, a lot of you as well. As well as our speaker, Mimi and Danny Michaels. Wow. Well, I am looking forward to more of her performances because we have a lot more of this. On Wednesday, Thursday, and that of Friday, we have a 2-day intensive skill acquisition workshop on Wednesday and Thursday. And we're going to have training in soap making, wig making, makeup artistry, drinks like Sobolo, and a lot more of these merchandise that can get you into business anytime, any day. So make sure that you're present to learn some skills and all that for yourself. Okay, we cannot end the program We cannot end the program without acknowledging our other speakers and giving them something to go away with in a form of remembrance. So let's honor Mrs. Mimi and Danny Michaels. Let's give her a very outstanding citation like we did for the others. And that will also still be done by Ms. Vida. And the conference was able because of sponsors like Beta Malt, Lydia Contraceptive, Beautiful Beneath, and supported by the Office of the Women's Commission as well as Lebanon Foundation. And if you still have questions for Lydia Contraceptives, if you want some kind of understanding and education when it comes to pills and all that, you should go to them. They're right on our site, Lydia Contraceptives, so you can have some understanding. Okay, we're still on the He for She Conference, Women's Week celebration. Alrighty, so Beautiful Beneath is going to give us some speech. So if you want to have any form of knowledge about them, they're into lingeries, panties. I see a lot of beautiful women here. You don't want to go away without having them. And as well as Lydia Contraceptive. They will talk to you and take you through how to get yourself educated when it comes to contraceptives. Okay, now we need to take our last speech, the chairman's remarks and closing remarks, but we cannot do it without honoring his presence. His presence has done us a lot of honor. So we're going to call upon Mr. John Kuma, who is a renowned lawyer, so we can also honor him before he leaves us. So thank you very much, Mr. John Kuma, for your standing contributions to this event. Thank you very much, Ms. Vida. All right, I guess we are happy and well equipped with a lot of things to go away with, as our speakers gave us so many beautiful speeches, things that would equip us while we live our lives. And so we're sorry to say we're going to end the event here, and so we're going to call upon our chairman to give us a closing remarks. A round of applause for him.
Thank you very much. Nana Hima, Henry, Dr. Giftianti, all the distinguished guest speakers today, you've done a good job. And to our students, thank you so much for your patience. The lady who sang, Vanessa, you did very well, keep it up. Thank you. Vanessa did very well. Encourage her. I know there's so much talent in her. She'll go to the top. DKT Ghana and Beautiful Beneath and Lydia Fashions, Lydia Contraceptives, we thank you for your support. And I think all has been said. You know, in our country, 53% of the population are women. So you are so critical to the progress and success of this country. You are very important. Let nobody provoke you. And you don't need the men to affirm your relevance before you become relevant. You are naturally relevant, and we appreciate your relevance, and you don't need anybody to affirm your relevance before you become relevant. And I'm very happy the topics on confidence and success and coaching and everything has been told today. I don't want to talk too much. I just want to thank everybody for your time. And I believe that if you take the advice and the message from the various guest speakers, you are also going to be very successful. On this note, I think I'll leave it back to the MC for the next steps. Thank you.
Mr. Chairperson, all protocols observed. My name is Blaise Akom, a nurse from Aegis Healthcare and from beautiful Beneath. I'm also a cervical cancer ambassador in Ghana. I hope most of us have heard about cervical cancer before. Now, I usually say that before you call yourself akathisia, check your vagina before you call yourself an akathisia. Now, cervical cancer has become a major issue ladies or women are facing in this country. Every year, 3,000 women are diagnosed of cervical cancer in Ghana, out of which more than 1,506 lose their lives. Now, World Health Organization is telling Ghana that by 2025, if proper measures are not put in place, many women will lose their lives out of cervical cancer. Basically, cervical cancer is the cancer of the cervix. And the cervix is such a way that we cannot see it with our naked eyes. Your boyfriend cannot check it for you at home. Your husband cannot check it for you at home. Unless you come to the hospital for physical examination or pelvic examination to be what? Done. Now we all know that cancer is just overgrowth of what? Cells. So the cervix has cells. So when these cells overgrow, it results to what we call what? Cervical cancer. Now what are the causes of this cervical cancer that we are talking about? Now we have a virus in the system which is also chasing HIV, also called HPV, the human papilloma virus. Now take it from me, about 99% of cervical cancer cases are caused by the human papilloma virus. One, if you're a lady, and excuse me to say, you've made yourself like the fuel station pump. You know the fuel station pump, any car that will enter, they will fail. So if you're a lady here and you have multiple sexual partners, I'm serious, I'm always playing, and you have multiple sexual partners. Now most ladies are also like the multi-socket, many holes. You think that, no, I'm just telling you the fact. No. Listen, if you are having multiple sexual partners, your chances of contracting this HPV is very high. If you start sex at an early age, as at 15 years, your chances of getting into contact with this virus is very high. You can get into contact with this virus through oral sex, anal sex. So that's why now in Ghana, most throat cancer cases occur in men. You see a man, excuse me to say, now most men are turned into like dogs. You see a man, excuse me to say, you see a man going through the vagina, not forgetting that we have this HPV. Mind you, if you are the type that you like going in there and the lady has the HPV, you can what? Contract the HPV. The second thing is, many infections can cause your cervix to be cancerous. Now, many adverts have been going on TV. The most adverts on TV are now one, alcohol, and two, ladies, mostly more genioma. Today I'm telling you, if you're a lady, you take anything out from this world. The way you came, that's how you want. Go back. Now, as a lady, you don't have to introduce any feminine wash inside your vagina. You don't have to introduce any feminine wash inside where? Your vagina. Now, one lady, one woman, 45 years, told me that someone advised her to use kerosene to wash the vagina, and the vagina will be tight. So you see that this particular body, when you on a mattress, the whole body is what? Bent. In God's own wisdom, we have this normal vaginal flora that protects you naturally from what? Infection. So if you send anything there, it affects this normal flora and it kills it. So any little infection that you come into contact with, you get it. So you can take about 10 ladies over here. More than 7 has an infection. I know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to advise my ladies, the kind of fingernails that we've been fixing, put a stop to. You see a lady putting on long fingernails, I ask myself, when you get inside the bathhouse, how do you wash your vagina? inside the bathhouse, they'll open their legs, use the veil, do this, they are done. How do you expect the vagina to be clean? So, and our panties and other things that we are wearing, they are causing more harm to us than good. And beautiful beneath and ages healthcare, we are going to prevent these cervical cancer cases and breast cancer cases through education and the things that we wear under. So before you even put on any bra, you need to know your bra size. You need to know the type of panties that you wear over there. Because of time, when we are done, you can come here, take a look at what we have over there. What I'll leave with you is, when we are going to vote, we are saying that the tongue is our power. Your vagina too is also your power. Thank you.
And he's from beautiful Benin. Where there, he for she and punk. Because when he was giving the speech, this young man was saying, no, he should keep going on, he should keep going. But unfortunately, we do not have time. You know, lectures has to commence. So, a round of applause once again. He's from beautiful Benin. So if you need some lingeries, panties, bras, and all those co-minis, you can go over there and pick a choice. Okay, Doki. Now, can we have a message from Lydia Contraceptives? Lydia Contraceptives, they are also one of our main sponsors for this event. A round of applause for them.
Good evening, everybody. All protocol observed. I'm here to represent Lydia. My name is Millicent. Lydia has 3 types of contraceptives. We have the post pill, which is the emergency pill. This is what people know when we say Lydia, but Lydia doesn't only represent this one. This is taken in case of emergency, like when somebody is raped. And then when you are using a condom and it gets broken, or when you are on a regular contraceptive, but you forget to take it, then you have to go in for this. It is not for everyday use. We also have the daily pill. This is for everyday use. It is a regular contraceptive. This is what you are supposed to be taking. It's a 28 days pill that prevents you from getting pregnant. We have the AUCCSRC, which is a non-hormonal contraceptive. It is inserted into the womb and it can be in place for up to 12 years. This is what you know about Lydia. Have you heard about the Lydia Contact Center? Has anyone heard about the Lydia Contact Center? No, okay. Lydia has a contact center that talks about or addresses issues about reproductive health and then contraceptive use. So if you are here, you have any concerns, any suggestions or any problem in relation to contraceptive use, you can dial 1221 and then speak to a midwife. She will answer all your questions and then you will be fine. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and that's a representative from Lydia Contraceptive. Okay, a round of applause for her. So this brings us to the He for She conference, the Women's Week celebrations that the AUCC Women's Commission had put in together for us to benefit a lot from. And so if you were here and you had so much, please do well to do as you had. All right? So this brings us to the end. Last recognition to our speakers, Mrs. Mimi and Danny Michaels and AJ Sapong, Ohene Yuri Dr. Gifty Auntie, who is a renowned journalist and a women's advocate, as well as Dr. John Kuma, a lawyer as well, and Evangelist Amasewa. Thank you so much for your presence. All right, but before you leave your seats, let's have the last speech from Akosia Jambibi.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I want to say thank you to our guest speakers and our guest of honor and everybody present.
Please, tomorrow we are continuing with 2 days intensive skills training. We are going to train you in how to do professional makeup, how to do powdered soap, how to do bisap drink. A lot of people call it sobolo, how to do ice cream, and a lot other more. So please, I want to see you here on Tuesday and Thursday. Sorry, Tuesday and Wednesday. And on Thursday, we're going to have Fela Makafui and some other guests. They are going to come here with the Fela tour. So please, I also want to see all of you here. Thank you so much for coming. I am grateful.